Go ahead.
Hi. Being here in Iowa, we like our guns.
We like them here,
I
too.
just want to know what your
China?
thoughts on guns were. I mean, we love our guns.
You know what? That is your right. And that is your opportunity because of our country and because of the Second Amendment.
Also because of nature and because somebody invented the gun.
And really, she thinks it's a right? Because other times she said it's a privilege.
I'm a little confused because she says that's your right, that's your opportunity.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means. English isn't,
I guess.
It's hard.
I have a right
But here's what I want you as a gun owner to understand. We've got to keep guns out of the hands of people who don't use them for hunting or shooting practice or...
So, did you notice something there?
No. Moving on.
For hunting and collecting.
We didn't even finish it. You told me to stop before we got to that part.
No, it said it there.
You're really bad at this.
She said it.
collecting. So here's what I...
Yeah, it wasn't done.
Hunting, collecting, no self-defense, no protection against tyranny, which are the two primary reasons that people own guns.
Well, she doesn't want that. No, that's not true.
So
no, come on. Now you sound as bad as her that the primary reason people own guns is for defense against tyranny.
I said personal protection.
Yeah,
and
no, bullcrap. Bullcrap.
You don't think people own guns? You don't think more people own guns?
More people own guns for hunting than those things. Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if that's
absolutely.
I don't know if that's so
Absolutely.
true anymore.
I think it is true.
500 million people, or
Nah.
500 million, 500,000 people just in Michigan have concealed pistol license, and I bet most of them don't hunt.
Well, yeah, that might be true.
And I bet there's a lot more people that have a shotgun in their house that don't hunt and have it for personal protection.
Oh, so you're saying actually use it for that purpose, not own it for that purpose?
They own it
right,
for that
because
purpose.
Very, very, very few people use their firearms for self-defense.
You know what I meant. I meant they have that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think most people
to protect themselves.
I think most people get a gun for hunting.
There's an overlap there,
right?
But there's a lot of people that don't hunt.
I think
hunting is going down.
I think most people.
No.
Yeah,
hunting,
there's a lot of people that don't hunt. You're confusing it.
A lot of people.
There are more people that don't use their gun for self-defense than there are people that don't hunt. Owning it for a reason is different than actually using it for that reason. Right? I think a lot of people say, I'm going to get a shotgun for hunting. And they don't hunt. I think most people that get a gun for self-defense also have some guns for hunting, so they cancel themselves out.
What I'm going to say is that hunting is going down in this country. There are a lot less people that hunt.
Well, you can just buy the meat at the store where they make it.
20 years from now, there'll be even less. But gun ownership and new buyers of guns has continually increased.
Sure.
So there's a point where I think we've passed that, and there's probably more people that have guns they have around for personal protection reasons as opposed to just hunting. Because, the hunters can use their guns for both.
The cool thing is, though,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
I believe that we do need comprehensive background checks. Ever since we had background checks under the Brady bill, 2 million sales have been stopped.
Okay. That's not true. That's not accurate. While 2 million sales have been stopped, over 98% of them were incorrect and had been reversed, and those people that were denied eventually were able to buy firearms. So very few people are trying to buy guns that are actually felons.
Except in Charleston.
We'll get to that.
Preventing people who are felons, fugitives, stalkers, domestic abusers from getting guns. I think that's good because you want to be a responsible gun owner, right? And you, I assume, are. So comprehensive background checks, we need to close the gun show loophole and the online loophole because 40% of gun sales now are going through those two sources, and there are no background checks.
That's a lie.
In fact, one of the reasons why we got to shut down the people on the no-fly list is because, we don't need them to try to buy a gun from a gun show or online that we would never be able to trace.
We'll get to Charles in a minute. Okay.
What do you mean? Oh
so a couple
You're
things
really
wrong.
bad at this.
Couple things wrong with that. 40% don't go through a background check. That number has been disproved
Yeah.
1,000 times.
We've explained it.
Really good data suggests that maybe 10% are buying without background check. I just read an article on this today.
No, I think
Just
it's a little
today.
higher than that. I think it's 20, but
It was 20, but if you corrected it for like sales back and forth to people and stuff, it was down to around 10.
maybe, yeah. Okay.
So that's totally wrong. What was the other point she made about the online?
Online or gun show that they're not traced. They can't be traced.
That's ridiculous. Well, and they also claim there's no background check needed. We did the thing with the FBI guy.
Right. Did they just ship it to your house?
They just ship it to your house, right? So
no.
All kinds of regulations. Now, what they may be talking about is a lot of states allow you to have face-to-face sales within a state. So there are cases where they have, like on gun forums, they'll say, hey, I got a shotgun for sale if you meet me at the McDonald's, in Lansing or whatever.
Like Michigan, you can do that in Michigan.
But I couldn't sell it to somebody from Florida or...
Well, you couldn't ship it to anybody.
And you couldn't ship it to
you couldn't even
anybody,
ship
right.
it within the state.
So private sales, you don't necessarily need a background check. There's a couple states that try to do that. And I'll talk about one that is proposing that in Virginia. Now, so that's wrong.
Maybe not.
So go ahead.
And we need to close something called the Charleston loophole. And here's what that is.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
When the young man in Charleston went to buy a gun,
this is really
under
sad.
the law, we have 3 business days to decide whether he's eligible or not.
In that state.
At the end of 3 business days, he showed back up, bought his gun.
Yeah.
And there was still information coming in, but the gun seller couldn't stop it. He had a right to get it after 3 business days.
All right.
And within a day or two, it became clear that he was a felon and he shouldn't have been able to buy the gun.
Okay. Not true.
Yeah, right.
Not only that, they had their bite of the apple, right? They had 3 days to deny him his rights to do this. And if they can't do it in 3 days, and the federal government can do it in a minute and a half online when you go to a gun store and buy one, that's bullcrap. Now, the second thing is he wasn't a convicted felon. He had been arrested and he was going to go to trial for a crime, but he was not a felon at the time he bought it.
Nor a fugitive.
Nor a fugitive.
Nor
or
a
anything.
domestic abuser or any of those things.
Right.
Does she say anything else good or are we done? Because we're running out of time.
We're pretty close.
Kind of tired
Oh,
of her.
yeah. Yeah, darn it.
Is there anything else?
Took
No.
that
Listen
gun, and
there.
we all know he went to a church.
No, yeah, let's stop it. All right.
Because
All right, that's enough.
You want Jan, our friend Jan Morgan?
Yeah. Oh, no,
Because-
that's not our friend.
Being here in Iowa, we like our guns.
That sounds familiar.
I just
So in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Jesus need to do is become good fighters and stand up and fight back. This is not only
Okay, let's introduce it.
Okay.
So in the city of Lowell, Massachusetts, a new law passed from the city that you have to write an essay defending your right to get a concealed pistol permit and get a 5-day course that costs over $1,000 before they'll even consider giving you a concealed pistol license.
That seems fair.
So I think it's wrong, but anyways, Jan Morgan had something to say about that. And Jan's been on our show, by the way.
She has.
Jesus need to do is become good fighters and stand up and fight back. This is not only unconstitutional, it is clearly an intentional effort by the city council and the mayor to discourage law-abiding citizens from obtaining their carry permit for self-defense. And in addition to that, I would advise the city council and the mayor of that city and the police chief to take a look at the latest Supreme Court decision regarding the Second Amendment, that it is incorporated under the 14th Amendment, which protects it from local governments being able to infringe on those rights. So the city's on shaky legal ground. And can you imagine, Trish, think about this. What if the city council also told the citizens that in order to have the right to vote, your voter registration card's not enough. Now you have to write a 1,000-word essay explaining why you should have that right. Obama's DOJ would be all over it. But I'm not
I mean, this is pretty crazy. I think that they're going to subject themselves to some legal issues here for sure.
And we're doing it too. We're talking over it.
Talking over them.
Okay.
We're talking over each other while we talk over them. I think she's right.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's unconstitutional.
What she was saying was that the McDonald case made the Second Amendment incorporated to the states.
Right.
I think, and she didn't explain it real well, but that's what she was trying to get at.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Close enough.
Yeah. So are we done, or do you...
Well, I mean, you've got 11 seconds if you want to say something.
I'm not going to do 11 seconds. I have too much stuff to talk about.
April 13th, Second Amendment March
Lansing,
in Michigan.
Lansing, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep.
10 a.m.
Check out our
to
website.
2 p.m. SecondAmendmentMarch.com. Facebook.com/AdOddShow, AdOddShow.com.
My Parents Open Carry.
MyParentsOpenCarry.com. See you next week.
Bye-bye.